Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle and this is Brampton Gardener, and today I'm going to be answering T-Nog's Get to Know You questions. So I will drop the actual hashtag down here because I'm going to slaughter it if I try to attempt it right now. And if you follow T-Nog, who is also known as the New Orleans Gardener, then go check her out. In the description down below I will be tagging her, as well as my friend Nicole, who tagged me in this challenge, and whoever else I end up tagging at the end of the video. So let's get started. I printed my questions out. I've watched a few videos. I'm aware of what the questions are, but I did not prep ahead of time. I just printed them out, and I'm just gonna give you my most honest answers. And the first question is, do you have any pets? I do. And you all know him. Oh, sorry. And you all know him. And his name is Dexter, and he's a bit of a brat. You say hi? Ready? High five. Good boy. Okay. Okay. Can you sit? We're going to do video. You can sit on my lap as long as you sit. Okay? You can stay here as long as you sit. Okay. So, do I sometimes wish I didn't have a pet? Okay. Anyways, he's eating the questions. Question number 2. Question number 2. Are you in a relationship? Yes, I'm married, and we just celebrated our 19th wedding anniversary. Number 2. Do you drink alcohol? Yeah, whenever I want. Not that often, but now and then I enjoy a nice cocktail or a glass of wine with dinner, right? Okay. Oh, or I do look forward to a nice summer cocktail on the deck. My favorite last year was either guava and gin or the rhubarb syrup that I make from my own rhubarb, and I mix that with a bit of gin and sparkling water, club soda. It's really good. Do you believe in God? No. Hot dogs or cheeseburgers? Definitely cheeseburgers, loaded, especially if I have cowboy candy on them. Favorite food? Oh gosh, this is really, really hard. I love tacos, but my latest obsession for the past several years, I'm gonna have to say, a shawarma wrap. If you have not had a shawarma, they're amazing. Go get one. Do you drink? What do you drink in the morning? Coffee, black, fresh ground, French press. Can I do 100 push-ups? Yes, but not all at one time. It would take me several days to do 100 push-ups, or maybe throughout the day. I could probably do like 10. Like right now, if I had to drop and do 10, I could probably do 10 push-ups, but yeah. Favorite season of the year? I used to say spring, but spring for me is just so emotional because it's just constantly not warm enough, and we get snow and we get rain, and it's just very frustrating. So summer it is, because the garden is booming. Favorite hobby? Aside from gardening, I'm taking it. My next favorite hobby is sewing. I do a lot of sewing, and I do feature that on my channel a bit. I also enjoy reading and cooking and walking and eating and all the things. Do you have any tattoos? Nope. Do you wear glasses? Only sunglasses. Do I have any phobias or fears? Yes I do. I'm afraid of heights, and I am also terrified of, well, I have claustrophobia, right? So I have fear of heights and I have claustrophobia. And so the claustrophobia causes me to be absolutely terrified of things that swoosh into my personal space. So that would be birds, things with wings, anything flying that comes into my space freaks me out, and fish. If I'm in the water, fish coming into my heebie-jeebies. No. Do I have a nickname? I do. I have a couple nicknames. One, the most current nickname that people call me is Ven, short for Venice, because that used to be my online handle that I used for a lot of things, like prior to Facebook. You know how you kind of always had like an avatar or, you know, a screen name. I went with Venice for years and years and years, and that's why my sewing channel is called That's So Venice, and my blog was as well. So a lot of my friends that knew me prior to like Facebook and knew me from like my email and messaging and stuff like that, they still call me Ven for short. Growing up, my nickname was Baish, because my next door neighbor could not say my name Rochelle. She called me Bushell. She could not pronounce the R, so it would be like, no, Rochelle, and she'd say Rochelle. So everyone started calling me Bushell, And then when my cousin was born, and she was 12 years younger than me, she just shortened it. She couldn't say Bashel all the way, and it just became Baish. And so people still call me Baish. My cousin still calls me, my dad still calls me Baish on the phone. And the ironic part of it is the person who could not say Rochelle, her name was Rachel. And she could say her own name just fine. So, oh, and I have a friend whose daughter always called me Bashel as well. I don't know why the R is so hard in my name, but they can say Rachel. Anyways, okay. Moving on. Favorite candy. I'm gonna probably have to go with Reese's Pieces, Reese's peanut butter cups, anything Reese related. Do you believe in ghosts? No-ish. I've had a few, situations where I'm not sure, like, kind of hard to explain. And this guy sees ghosts. He's constantly barking at stuff. But I'm gonna say no-ish on that. Rain or snow? This is another really loaded question. I'm sick of the snow, especially this time of year. But I grew up on the West Coast. I grew up in Oregon, and the constant rain all winter long is so depressing. So the snow, as much as I hate the cold and shoveling it, it's usually very sunny most of the winter. And I think I would take the cold and snow over the rain in winter. And in late fall, Christmas time, I vote snow. In the spring, like April, I don't want to see snow. I want rain then. So it's mixed. It just depends. Depends on the time of the year. Okay. Do I have any piercings? Just my ears, and I hardly ever wear earrings. So, age. I'm 45. French fries or onion rings? I'm gonna have to go with frings. Actually, here at a restaurant here in Canada at Harvey's, you can order frings, which is, you get an order, it's like half onion rings and half fries. I actually love onion rings, but you just don't see them very often, and they're always so expensive, and I'm cheap. So I'd have to say, normally I would just order fries, but I do love a really good onion ring. Homemade onion rings? Yes. Do you have children? Yes, I do. I have one beautiful daughter. She is the light of my life, and unfortunately, I was not able to give her any siblings, even though we tried. It just did not work out. So she is lucked out and got some pug brothers. So most currently, Dexter, but the one she grew up with was Gizmo. He was 3 years old when she was born, and those two were thick as thieves. He quickly fell in love with her, and she was definitely his person. Favorite color? Purple. Purple for sure. Can you sing? Depends on who you ask. Dexter would probably say yes. Like, I can kind of carry a tune. I can, sing a bit. Usually if I do sing in public, it's I'm kind of doing like a parody or goofing around a bit. But you know what, I always say, what I lack in talent, I make up for in volume. But I do enjoy singing. I just probably shouldn't. Can you whistle? I can whistle. I can carry a tune with whistle. I don't whistle like my grandmother though. My grandmother had a magical, beautiful whistling voice. Like, she was really into whistling though. Like, she would listen to tapes of people whistling. She would watch like whistling conventions on TV. If you didn't know, there was this whole world of people just beyond, like, sorry. There's a singer out there. Her name is LP, and she has a song called, what is that song called? Okay, so LP, go on YouTube as soon as you're done watching this. Actually, I should drop the link below. She has a song called Lost on You, and she whistles in it. And you can actually watch videos of her doing like whistling competitions with other people, and her whistle is so beautiful, and it's so melodious, and it reminds me of my grandmother when she whistles, and I love it. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. It's amazing. Am I done with that? Yes. Where was I born? I was born in Fairbanks, Alaska. Do I have any siblings? Yes, I have one sister, and she is 5.5 years older than me. So she's in her 50s now. Can I cook? I can cook. I can cook, and I can eat. I do enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking and baking, but yeah, I enjoy cooking. Can you swim? Love swimming. Absolutely love swimming. Shower or bath? Now, if it's a really nice deep bubble bath, then yes. But that hardly ever happens, and I'm a shower person. I take showers all the time. City or nature? You know what? I do enjoy like going downtown every once in a while, and the bustle and the hustle and bustle and the energy of the city. But I'm gonna have to, of course, go with nature. I enjoy being outside in nature, in the gardens, and touring gardens, and going on nature hikes and things like that. Are you a good friend? I try to be. I think I am. I try to be supportive of my friends. I don't BS anyone. So if you want an honest answer, I am the person to come to. I don't know. I try to be honest. I try to be there for people, and you know, I'm always up for a good time. And if you need a favor or whatever, feel free to ask. And don't feel that you're putting me out, because if it's something I really don't want to do, I'll just say no. So if I say yes, I'm in for it. Any broken bones? Yes, I broke my wrist when I was a kid, and a couple toes. How many TVs are in our home? 4? Yeah. Worst pain ever? Oh, I'm gonna have to say my miscarriage. Physically and emotionally, it was worse than labor, because at least in labor, when I had Sydney, they hooked me up to I had an epidural, and I had pain medication and all of that, and it was a happy ending, so that wasn't as bad. Yeah. Do you like to dance? I do. I love to dance. When I was a teenager, we used to go dancing all the time. We used to go to Crystal Ballroom in Portland, Oregon, and listen to live big band music, and we would dance. And they have one of the last, it's called a floating ballroom, and so it's like this hardwood floor, and it like has a little bit of it kind of feels like mild dry rot. So it had this beautiful bounce, and you could dance all night, and we would dance, and we did a lot of like swing, big band, foxtrot, waltz, all that kind of ballroom dancing stuff. That was really fun. Camping or hotel? Okay, if you'd asked me this years ago, I would have said camping, no problem. But honestly, it is so much work, and it is so expensive. The cost of campsites here in Canada, it's outrageous. And the amount of work to go camping, like you literally spend a whole week ahead of time packing stuff up, getting it in the car, prepping the food, getting everything ready, sticking it in the cooler. But it's definitely one of those that the more the merrier, and it's just we always have trouble like getting our schedule lined up with anyone else's schedule, and so we usually just kind of go by ourselves, so it's not as much fun as it would be if you're with a big group. And then honestly, it rains every single time you go camping. It rains when you're packing up, so everything's wet. So when you get home, you have to set the tent back up again just to dry it out. Everything is wet, everything is gross. You come home and you literally spend like the next week unpacking, doing laundry, finishing off the food that didn't quite get eaten properly, questioning whether you should be eating the food that didn't all get eaten. Whereas if you go to a hotel, it's like you can spend like a half an hour packing your bag, and you get in the car and then you're there. And there's a pool. And you can go any time of year. And there's restaurants, and you're not having to cook. So I don't know. Camping has its place, but the older I get, and the price of camping has gone up, and you can still get a pretty good deal on a hotel, especially if you're off season, you go to Niagara Falls or something like that, you can get a pretty good deal. So I'm gonna have to say hotel in Cuba. Oh, resort, all-inclusive resort. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Do you think you are weird? Have you watched this video? Yeah, definitely. Always have been, always will be, and I embrace it. How long have I been gardening? So I would say gardening, like here in this property, it's been about 19 years. My parents, you know, they did gardening. So by gardening, do you mean having to mow the lawn as a kid? Because I've done that my whole life. And had to help out weeding and planting, and my favorite thing was going to the garden centers when I was a kid, and walking through and picking out plants and flowers. So I've been around it my whole life. My dad was a builder, and so he did some spec homes, and so we would have to go and pick up stuff at the nurseries for landscaping and things like that. So I have been around it a lot, and you know, my dad had a garden when I was a kid. We had an orchard. And, if you can grow any one thing in your garden, what will it be? I would probably have to say tomatoes. I do love just being able to go out and grab some fresh tomatoes. But all the flowers, does that count? What is your growing zone? I am in zone 5B, Southern Ontario, Canada. And now, for the hardest part of the whole thing, I have to tag 5 other content creators to participate in this tag. So, who's it gonna be? And now for the fun part. I get to tag people. So my first up, I am going to tag Chuck from Life with Belinda and Chuck. Go check him out. He is so close to hitting that 1K. Go and check him out. I will drop his links down in the description box below. But yeah, I'd like to get to know more about Chuck. Next up, I'm gonna say my teammate from homesteading, gardening, homesteading skills grow off for this summer, Ms. Maureen from Diva in the Dirt out in BC. And keeping it in Canada, I'm going to call out Nicole Gardening from Nova Scotia? I think she's in Nova Scotia. Somewhere over there. She's east of me. Next up, my good friend Lydia at Bestie Journey. Hope to hear more about you. And let's round it off with Jesse and Lisa at Lazy Days Ahead. So, if you've already been tagged in the challenge, oh well, I don't know who all's been tagged or working on their videos already right now. So anyways, make sure to follow the rest of the playlist. Go meet everybody else in the challenge. And so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.